Hello, my name is Ben Hackett.
I'm Julian Chavez.
My name is Haley Russell.
Alright, so for our project, the main idea here is that we were using Google Cloud Console to kind of monitor our bucket. So I kind of will show how that works. So our bucket was upload file saver bucket. So if we go in here, we can see some of the files that we already tested with. But for this example, I'll use the file test file for presentation. So this is a txt file, which is one of the files that we're filtering for. So if I go to the first function that we're using, which is the file type checker, so this is looking for specific files in our bucket, such as like txt files and PDF files. So if I go in the logs here, we can see that the metadata was published for the file that I just put in the bucket. So that essentially is pushing metadata for or to this pub sub topic, which is the upload alerts topic. And then from that topic, our next function will grab the metadata, which is the log metadata function. And this one is basically taking the metadata that's getting published from pub sub and then uploading it to our Firestore database, and then also sending us an email saying, hey, this file was uploaded. So we can see right here in the logs that the email was sent and the metadata was uploaded. So if we go to our Firestore database here, we'll see a couple entries from other files that we had. But so we can see here like content type, name, size. The file size is 0 just because there's no stuff in there, and then the time created. And if I go onto my email, I can also see a notification from the SendGrid API that we're using to send the email to our emails. So now I'll pass it off to Julian. Go.
Hi, I'm Julian, and my implementation was to add Cloud Scheduler as a way to be notified about the number of files in our bucket. So this is the bucket that the three of us have been using, and these are all of our cloud service or cloud run functions. So I'm going to go to file counter, which is the one that I was doing. Um, so this URL is important as we need to specify in the file count. Cloud scheduler. So if I go to edit here, these are just some of the few settings that I had to configure. I'm going to run you through them real quick. So we got the frequency. So this pretty much specifies how often the specified email that we configure in the cloud function sends out emails. So I have it at 10 right now, and you can change it to like 20 or like 30 minutes. But I just have it as 10 for convenience sake. And then this points to the cloud function. This sends the HTTP request to send out an email. And then the audience as well is the same function. And then we had to specify the service account as the default app engine. So this is pretty much what I had to do for Cloud Scheduler. And then inside the file counter itself, for the Cloud Run function, there is code in here that pretty much specifies the exact message that's going to be sent. You want to pause it real quick? Okay, so sorry about the technical difficulties. Sometimes it's kind of a pain to get the code for the cloud functions to show up. So this is the code that I have. It's pretty much just using Python 3.12 main.py and then requirements. So the big thing here is that you got to specify an email and then use like a password for the email. So this is the email address that's going to be sent all the notifications about the files in the cloud bucket. And then this is the message that's going to be sent. It says there are a total number of files in your bucket name bucket. So this is the code that I'm using for Cloud Run. So it takes the request from scheduler, and then on the request it reads the number of files in the saver bucket. And then I'm going to quick go over to my email. And these numbers are a little bit off because I was testing it. But if you look close, it starts off at 8:10 or 8 o'clock and then sends every 10 minutes, pretty much saying there are a number of files in your bucket. But it was 8 at the time of deploying this. But we had to do some configuring the last couple days. But yeah, it pretty much just says these are a number of files in your bucket, and then it specifies the bucket name, and then it sends it on intervals of 10 minutes. But yeah, that was pretty much my cloud scheduler and my implementation.
Okay, and then my part of the project was to create the Cloud Run function called malicious file handler. And this is also linked to the same bucket, the upload file, what's it called? Uploader file saver bucket. So I'm gonna show the code for that. So for this one, as you can see, I have these set file types right here. And so these are like malicious file types that it's checking for. So any file that's uploaded to the bucket, if it has these, it's going to send a logging notification, which is down here. And it says file name has been flagged as malicious and has been deleted. So it will also delete that file from the bucket and it'll send a notification to let them know. And then I'm going to go over and show the log. So this is a .exe file that I created. And as you can see, it was uploaded to the bucket and then it sent this notification to show that it was flagged as malicious and it's been deleted. And yep, I think that's all for that.